2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Vielen Dank.
Thank you very much. My name is Michele Marsching of the parliamentary group of the Piratenparty in the regional parliament, the Landtag. As I'm the spokesperson for region politics, well, that's a topic that hardly is ever mentioned in the regional parliament, and the position of the Piratenparty is also very clear. There's a separation of the state and the church. At least it's officially guaranteed. What does the Piratenparty say about religion? If I was a left-wing politician, it would be relatively easy. I would refer to Karl Marx, quoting him saying that religion is opium of the people. And by the way, it's not opium for the people, as has often been stated, and many people think that it is called that way, but that would be passive. And whoever was the first one to say this wanted to think that the people are drugged, and that they don't know what they are doing anymore. And it's called religion is the opium of the people, and that means that the people are at the same time the owners and the consumers of the drug and get high on them themselves. So this convention is about guaranteeing peace without religion, and religion is responsible for a lot of suffering, death and destruction in our world. A while ago in the regional parliament I said that the Catholic Church alone killed millions of people. Oh my God. This is something you're not allowed to say in the regional parliament. And a colleague from the Christian Democrats interfered and said that he was a historian and that wasn't supported in historical annals. Well, he was a historian, but not supported in historical annals. Well, it is estimated, and I quote, that the number of Indios who were killed in New Spain between 1500 and 1600 by the conquistadores through famine or through diseases that had come from Europe, for example, the smallpox. This number is estimated to be 15 million. Distinguished Dr. Sternberg, wow, he holds 2 PhD titles. I did study 2 semesters of history, and before I dare say something, I really think about what I'm going to say. Unfortunately, this scientific and critical way of thinking hasn't paved its way yet everywhere. There are many regions in the world where we can't really part from a cosmopolitan attitude to prevail. And people are still tempted to hate and kill and fight others, and are tempted to do so by a false interpretation of their religion through false religious leaders. And although religion can be something very beautiful for the individual, it can be a destructive force if expressed collectively. And this is why the state has to be neutral religiously in order to not be seduced by religion, to use it to incite one person against the other. That is the position of the Piratenparty, isn't it? Then I speak to religious representatives. This is what you used to do if you're in charge of religion, politics, and they say, well, religion brought a lot of good. They come up with that statement very often. Our religion is, our morale is quasi-Christian. And then I smile at them and I say, yes, war also brings about many good things. Our technological standard was basically caused by the Nazis, because without the war, without the conflict, the friction among people, there's no high performance. But peace, understanding and cooperation can do the same thing. And when people are then lost for words, technological progress without war and religion, is that possible at all? I show them my cell phone, I refer them to the Internet.0, the ISS, the CERN, and the international movement of the Piratenparty. And this brings us back to my party. So what is the position of the Piratenparty on state, religion, war and peace? I think I can summarize it in 2 words that have accompanied me since 2006, since the party was founded. And it's a slogan that I think is extremely important, and I mention time and time again, and it is, think yourself. Think for yourself. Read Karl Marx, whether it says opium for the people or opium of the people. Read the Bible, read the Quran, read your Talmud. and try to understand what it says. Are these stories historically true stories, or are these just fantasies? Are these images, pictures that are supposed to tell you how to live your life, that comprise a deeper meaning and help you to apply reason? Do they help you in life? Do they give you morality and ethics? The morality and ethics in these books is great. It's very positive. It speaks about war and suffering, and at the end it says, forgive your neighbor, forgive your enemy, and if somebody beats you, turn the other cheek. Jesus was a great philosopher. But the people have to accept what he says and question it, think about it, practice it. And the problem arises if this great logic is put upside down. If somebody thinks, when I beat somebody on one cheek, I can also beat him on the other cheek because he has to turn the cheek to me. If religion makes you happy, if it makes you more peaceful, if it promotes the peace when you live in your community, then be religious. Love your neighbor. Give money to the poor. Support your community. Be a good person. Or be a humanist. Say, there's a humanistic morality that applies to me and that makes me understand the others, that invites me to scientific and critical thinking, freedom, progress, peace. I would like to thank the participants for this conference for thinking about how this can be done, how this can be achieved. Make peace without religion. And I would like to see more of that, of the policymakers, the other players. I would like for them to cooperate, to speak at eyes level about the different positive aspects religion can have and what the dangers are. Let's speak about more openly about the tradition of cooperation, of funding, of our privilege that we've had for more than half a century to live in peace in our country. Let's speak about that, and that at the same time, in the guise of religious motives, people die on a daily basis, an hourly basis, every minute. If we want to join forces in order to achieve a more peaceful world, we have to stay in touch with the religious representatives. We have to listen to them. We have to bring them together as neutral mediators and try to find solutions. If a preacher that gives us a solution that leaves nothing to think about, if that's really the best solution, if it's worthwhile to hate because of that, to fight, to kill, and to die, this is a decision everybody has to make for him or herself. On that note, think yourselves.